What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to this, which is kind of like my thoughts on the latest updates coming out from Games Workshop. I was originally intending to do maybe live responses with everyone as they came out, but I'm not feeling very well today, and I've been ill long enough to recognise that this could go on for a while, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to do just recorded versions and go through them. What I've done is I've printed out like the one on the profiles and the one on the weapons, and I'm just going to run through them and offer my thoughts for what they're worth. Probably not much, but I'm going to do that. Before I get into it, to my wolf brother Mythos, if you are watching, I did manage to get your CD sent and posted off to you, so hopefully that will be with you within the next week or so. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So we'll do that. There is a letter in it, by the way, because that was quite funny watching your Wolf Brother Wednesday. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I did put a little note in with it as well. So anyway, hopefully you get that, and yeah, so let's get on with this. So yeah, what I'm intending on doing is just reading, because I haven't read through them yet. So I may have to do this because I'm not feeling too good. I might only be able to do this, or it might even be better to do it every couple of days or so, just so that I've got a couple of days worth of updates to go through. Because on, I'm the day of recording this, I think the movement one's coming out today, so I might wait for another day and then do it anyway. So let's get going. Unit profiles. Today is a big one, guys. We're talking about how profiles are going to work in a new edition. Profiles for the current version of the game have been a part of Warhammer 40,000 for over a decade now, and for the most part they worked pretty well, though there are always a few anomalies or things that didn't work quite as you'd expect. Yeah, we all know about that kind of thing, but the fact that it's been around for over a decade using that kind of mechanic, that's kind of cool. Excuse me. That's really cool. I've just got this willow bark tea here, because that helps me. Yeah, so in the new edition, the rules team were keen to have the profile work harder to better distinguish between the different units, so that, for example, Eldar will run faster than Guardsmen and Hormagaunts run faster than both. And that's pretty awesome, because I like my Hormagaunts. I've got loads of them. I might get more just for the heck of it, because I love them. I love them so much. I wish that the Tervagons spawn Hormagaunts rather than Termagants. Just a thought there. Anyway, or I wish that it would spawn either, or that there was a creature like a Tervagon that would spawn the Hormagaunts. Anyway, one big change. So I was going off on a tangent there. One big change is vehicles. These now use the same profile system as everyone else. Yes, and we were talking about that, weren't we, in the live show together. As you'll see, though, their stat lines are much above what you might expect from a standard infantry trooper. Wounds, for example, are not capped at 10, so don't be surprised if you see larger vehicles like Land Raiders and Imperial Knights with dozens of wounds. How awesome is that? That's really good. I like that. This means that there is no differentiation. I might get my words wrong, so because I got this pounding head. And, anyway, between monsters and vehicles. So now you have a standard system to compare between. For example, a Carnifex versus a Dreadnought. Speaking of Carnifexes, large monsters like them, also have a lot more wounds now. Great. There are also no super heavy vehicle rules as such. Good. With the stats going above 10, the system is now an increasing scale, which means that models that previously fell just shy of super heavy status, the Gorkanaut, for example, can now punch at the appropriate weight and become much more survivable. That's good news. Good news for a lot of people. Okay, so without further ado, let's look at some stats. Here we have 4 examples from the most iconic Warhammer 40,000, the Space Marines. There's 2 on this page and 2 on the other page. There. You'll see that the stats are still recognisably Warhammer 40,000, but with just a few changes. We've gained a movement stat in exchange for an initiative stat. With charging units now striking first, the movement and coordination of your assault army becomes a big factor. You can also see that weapon skill and ballistic skill are now standard rolls. Yeah, ballistic skill sort of always was, though you can expect modifiers to both of these stats from in-game effects. Now, well, let's just go for this movement stat here first of all. Like the Space Marine and the Dreadnought both have a movement stat of 6 inches. I don't know if you can see that, but they do. And one of the things I noticed in forums and things that people were not liking was, oh, they got rid of the initiative stat. I was, that's bad, you know. How are you going to do this and do that? Well, I suspect the movement stat is not just about how far you can move your models. I suspect, this is surmising here, so take this with a pinch of salt. But I reckon the higher your movement stat, the faster you are. That is obvious. So the faster you are, that would kind of be like initiative anyway. If you're faster, you're going to strike first, and so on and so forth. If this model's faster than this model, he's quicker, he's going to get the first hit in. Makes sense to me. Anyway, weapon skill, ballistic skill, and even the saving throw. It looks like it's telling you what you need to throw as opposed to just giving you a number, which would then mean you've got to consult a table and blah 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 blah. Well, the saving throw was anyway, always was, wasn't it? But weapon skill, ballistic skill, Space Marine, 3+3+. That's great, because when you're a beginner, you don't want to think, because what was the old ballistic skill of a Space Marine 4? You think, oh no, I don't know what I've got to throw though, you know, and you got to go and consult a table in a book, and it was. I remember when I started, I was like, it was really, really, really off-putting having to do all that. But this is so much better. Ballistic skill 3+, and that's what I got to roll. Bang, done. Job is a good one. Toughness 4, wounds 1, attacks 1, leadership 7. Cracking stuff, and a 3+ save. Dreadnought here, he's got a movement of 6 as well. Weapons skill and ballistic skill of 3+ as well. That all makes sense, trying to stay within the realms of behaving like a Space Marine, albeit like a sort of Robocop version. Strength 6, toughness 7, wounds 8, attack 4, leadership 8. I like that. That's good. No more. I'm glad there's none of this front armor, side armor, rear armor. I understand it's a good way of doing it, but at the end of the day, I think this is going to be much quicker, work a lot better and smoother. Yeah. Strength and toughness are still with us. This is going back to what they've written now. And still use an opposing value principle. So much higher strength will still wound on 2+. Low strength will wound on 6+. And these aren't capped at 10 anymore either. Wounds is a big one. Expect a lot of models to get more of these. As you can see here, the Terminator has twice what he has now, and Guilliman has more too. Like so. Difficult to see through the paper to see if he's on the screen or not. Anyway. Robote Guilliman. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. Movement 8. So 8 inches. Weapon skill 2+. Ballistic skill 2+. Strength 6. Toughness 6. Wounds 9. Attack 6. Leadership 10. And a 2+ save. Don't worry though, stuff still dies quickly, with powerful weapons dishing out multiple damage with each hit, but you will as always need to shoot the right gun at the right target to get the best effects. So there you have it guys, lots of new stuff in there. Take a day to digest all that, and we'll be back tomorrow with some info on weapons stats, which I have right here because that was before. Okay, so interesting stuff. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So let's crack on with weapons. And I know these have all come out, but bear in mind I'm just reading this as it's written here. Okay, it says, yesterday we took a look at the profiles of units in the new Warhammer 40,000, but that is of course only half the story. The other half is the weapons they wield. Like units, these have some pretty big changes, but are still recognisably the weapons you know and love. Let's take a look at 3 classic examples, the iconic bolt gun, flamer and las cannon. Cool. Damage is a big change. This stats effectively lets a single hit deliver multiple wounds to one model. Cool. So as we can see, the bolter does a single wound. I think that's meant to be wound. It's written as wood, but a single wound per hit, and so it is optimized for shooting models that have a single wound themselves. Whereas the las cannon, one of the most powerful man-portable weapons in the game, kicks out D6 damage, allowing it to blast chunks off large vehicles and monsters and kill light vehicles and characters in a single hit. Against something like guardsmen or orcs, though, this formidable damage output will be wasted. Yeah, that's true. Because if he's only got one, if you're attacking something with only one wound, you know, and you got a D6 worth of damage. Yeah. Anyway, when I'm pausing, I'm thinking, so I'm digesting this as I'm reading it. The AP system is changing too. Rather than a binary yes, no one says, the new Warhammer 40,000 uses modifiers. The las cannon will punch easily through power armor, while the bolter and flamer are again best deployed against less durable, more numerous targets. Yes. Lastly, you can see that the flamer no longer uses a template. However, when in range, it causes D6 hits that do not have to roll to hit, and this applies even against units of a single model. This can be devastating, especially when used in large numbers. Burner boys. Trust us when we say we may be entering the age of the flamer as the go-to special weapon of infantry squads. The galaxy over. Let the galaxy burn. Okay. Flamer, bolt gun, las cannon. Las gun. Yeah. The rules team behind the new game have taken the opportunity to rebalance a lot of weapons in the game, and with the new armor modifier system and removal of the cap of 10 on strength values, we've made sure that every weapon has its use on battlefields of the 41st millennium. D weapons, for example, are gone, and instead there is a scalable strength and damage that matches the effectiveness you'd expect from every weapon. So there you go. We're back tomorrow and we look at movement, and I'll just save that up and have a look at it when it comes out with you guys. So yeah. Okay, that's pretty awesome. So I'm still liking what I'm hearing and seeing about the new edition. So far, so good. I was initially a bit confused about the flamer yesterday when I had just in passing, because with no template, how do you know how many guys you've hit? Well, if it's D6 per unit of 10, say, that makes sense. That's cool. Sorry about that. Gotta drink this Willow, but it's all gone now. But there you have it. A very brief look at what's come out so far. and I'll be keeping my eyes peeled for further updates. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this. Please put comments down below of what your thoughts are on those two areas of change, and I'll be interested to hear it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now. How'd you turn this off then?